We're having some summer fun on this episode of The First Layer. Stick around. Welcome back to The First Layer. My name's Richard. I'm your host here every Wednesday and live stream Saturday night. Saturday night we do a show called Ask for Help where you can get your questions asked live during our 1 hour session from 7 to 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This is the show that explores the world of 3D printing. If you're new here, go ahead, please hit that subscribe button, ding that little bell so you get notified so that you never miss an upcoming episode. So what are we doing today? Well, it's summer fun time. Let's get the kids outside doing some activities. Now that the pandemic is getting a little bit leaner, we can get our kids outside and we can get them away from the televisions and the computers and the video games and all that kind of stuff. We've got some great projects here for your 3D printer that you can take with you, whether you're going camping, you're going to the park for a day out, or you just want to have some fun in the backyard. So let's get started with what we've got going on. First and foremost, we have this great little Frisbee. This is something that was printed in blue Arion PLA, the silk blue as a matter of fact, and it's a little heavy, but if you were to print this out of, let's say, TPU, which is a rubberized 3D printing material, this would be great for floating around. It's a little hard, so if you get hit with it, it can hurt you. But this is a great toy for your dog if you want to play Frisbee with your dog. You want to play Frisbee with the kids. It's not that big. It fits on 90% of the printers that are out there today that have a 220 or 235 inch bed. So this was a great little print. Here's some video of us playing around with the Frisbee. Remember the days when we used to have to build birdhouses in shop class or in our Boy Scouts or Girl Guides? Well, now you can 3D print your birdhouse, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a close-up of this so you can see what it looks like. All right, so here's the birdhouse, and you can see that it's got a nice little pitched roof. It's got a place to store all of the bird feed or bird seed that you want to put in there. It's got a little perch for the bird to sit on. It also has rain gutters. I thought this was kind of a cool touch. Again, a lot of the stuff that we're showing you today is going to be available on Thingiverse. You can go find it, make yourself some nice summer projects. You've got a couple of holes here that you can screw it to the fence or screw it to a post of some sort. Not a real hard project, but really, again, it's one of those prints that you can put onto a small printer and you can go ahead and print it out. Now, how do you get the bird seed in there? Well, we've got that covered for you as well. We got this really cool little bird seed dispenser. So you'd put your bird seed in the big end and then just use it and funnel it down into the tray below. I thought this was a really cool print. I got to give credit to my wife, Jerry, who found all of these really cool prints for you to play with while you're doing your summer fun, now that we can get back outside. So this is a great little print. Doesn't take that long to print. And again, you can find all of these on Thingiverse. We're going to leave links down below. Now, another one I wanted to talk about, which I really had a lot of fun with, is yo-yos. Now, when I was a kid, yo-yos were all the rage. Today, they're kind of analog. So you can go out and buy a professional yo-yo. I think you can still find them in most toy stores or hobby shops. But why not make your own? We had some leftover red and some leftover blue, so we just made a two-colored yo-yo. They fit together, put a little string on it, and you are ready to go. Now, there's another version of a yo-yo here as well. Now, we used both of them out in the field. Here's a little bit of video with us using these yo-yos, more Brian and Jess playing with the yo-yos, or my wife and Brian playing with the yo-yos. Yeah, let's just say that neither of us have any yo-yo skills. So now you can go ahead and find these yo-yos both on Thingiverse. I will be putting up the thing numbers down below in the description. So a great little project to do when you are out and about. So now what about Dad? Dad needs some stuff to do as well. If Dad's a golfer, here is a little clip that he can put onto his belt or onto his bag and put a couple of golf balls into. And then we have this giant tee in case Dad's a little blind. You can put your golf ball on top. It won't fall off. Again, you can just stick it in the ground and put your golf ball on top, and away you go. I thought this was kind of a cool little deal, because I used to golf, and these things would have helped me immensely, because I was always looking in my golf bag for more balls. I didn't have enough balls. Take that as you will. Now, here's another great one. Got a rainy day at home. We're going to talk about rainy days for a second here. Make yourself some window decals. Like this little bee or the flower. You can hang them on the little suction cups and put a little string on them and then just hang them in the window. Now these ones are made out of PLA, so you don't want to put them in a hot window. They'll start to deform. But you can make them out of PETG, TPU, ABS, or whatever material that you might have that has a little bit of a higher melting point. And these were kind of cute. I thought that was a fun little project for the kids. And they don't take long to print. Now, speaking of rainy days, when I was a kid, we had this thing called a spiral graph. Let me see if I can do this. Now, here we have the spiral graph. Here's the main portion of it. And then we have all these little discs that go inside. And what they do is you lock them in. You take your pen, and let's see if I can do this. It's been a long time. I'm going to pick this hole right here, and you just go around. Oh, I went a little too high there. Let's see if I can do this. Let's flip the paper over. Start fresh. All right. So, you're going to hold that down, and you're just going to make little designs. Take your time. I'm not very good at this, obviously. I'm definitely not very good at this. I'm just making a mess. But you can do them in different colors. You can, let's say you want to do it in green. So grab a green pen and go to town. There we go. Now I'm getting it. So something a little analog for the kids to do. You can see we've made a mess, but I'm no artiste. Use your colored pens. The spiral graph, you can print off all kinds of different little inserts to go into it, and they all work great, and you can have yourself a little bit of fun on those rainy days when you got nothing else to do and you don't want the kids watching TV. Here's a great little art project for them. Print some of these off for the kids. Of course, we didn't print it fully, so for whatever reason, my wife printed this one, so maybe she was having a little bit of problems with it. I don't know. But print this in ABS or PETG or PLA, and you'll have yourself a great little spiral graph. And make this a little thicker maybe. But you have yourself a great little toy and tool that doesn't cost you a whole lot. And again, you can use up some of that leftover filament on something like the spiral graph. That's a copyright term, so I don't know. Now, let's say you're going out to the beach. Okay? The beach is always a fun place to go. And here we have a couple of what they call lollies. Now, these to me look like fudgesicles, but here's the cool thing. The stick, hold on to the stick, and just take off the top, the chocolate section, and now you can store things in there, like your wallet, if you wanted to put, or your cards, or a little bit of money, or whatever you want, and then just tidy it up, and away you go. If you wanted to, you could put a little hole in there, put a carabiner on it, and hang it off your belt or off your backpack. Here's a smaller one if you want to do it, if you want something for the kids to hold little trinkets, or a little bit of money when they're going to the candy store. So there's a couple of, these lollies were really cool. When my wife showed them to me, I thought they were the coolest thing that I'd seen in a long time. So the lollies, you can again download. This is the full-size version, and this is an 80% version. So just scale them down to suit your needs if you need to. Now, lastly, you're probably wondering what this is. This is a giant bubble wand. And needless to say, we didn't have a dish big enough to use the giant bubble wand. So we didn't get a chance to use this. But Brian was so intrigued by it that he got a little crazy. And you'll see that in an upcoming clip that we've got for you. Now, here's some really cool little bubble wands that you can make yourself. And you can make your own bubble fluid. So we've got a crown, we've got a Pokeball if you're into Pokemon. If you're a big Disney fan, we've got Mickey Mouse there. And then, of course, we have a monkey. All of these can be used as a bubble wand, or they can all be used for bubbles. These were all made out of just some leftover PLA. All made exclusively on the Monoprice Cadet, which this really gives me an idea of what that Cadet can do. Again, the lollies that we talked about earlier were also printed on the Cadet. Actually, most of the stuff that you're seeing today was printed on the Monoprice Cadet. A great little printer for somebody getting started in 3D printing. So if you want to get yourself out and about, this is kind of the way to do it. Give the kids something new to do. You know, maybe they're small, you want to play with bubbles, make your own bubble solution, save some money, a little bit of dish soap, I think a little bit of corn syrup and some water, and you've got yourself some great bubble liquid. There's tons of recipes for bubble liquid online. I will do a link to the one that we used down below, and that's pretty much it. Actually, let's go and take a look at some of the footage that we shot of playing with the bubble ones, because they work great. So no matter what you're doing this summer, there's something for everyone from 3D printing. So whether you're flying rockets or you're making stuff to entertain yourself and your kids, or prettying up your backyard, or toys for the dog, or even just some simple analog toys like a yo-yo or the spirograph. There's something on Thingiverse for everybody. Thingiverse is not the sponsor of today's show. I just want to make that clear. But if you're out searching for things to do, instead of printing statues and trinkets, now you can print some pretty useful stuff to entertain the family all through the summer. And back to school's coming up, and we've got stuff for back to school as well coming up in a future episode. So make sure that you are subscribed, that you ding that little bell so you get notified. Please, if you like today's episode, leave us a comment down below. Give us a thumbs up. And we are going to see you next time right here on The First Layer. Don't forget to check out some of our other videos that we have up on The First Layer. We've been around for about 3 years now, so there's a lot of content to consume. And we're always updating our content from past videos. So go and check those out. Until next time, my friends, The First Layer is always your foundation to a great print.